Hello, welcome to today's lecture. We're going to talk about what life is going to be like with the presence of the great star of Genesis, the Golden Form. But before that, let's briefly review what is getting released hopefully this week. As soon as we receive the products for the Whispering Moon seeds, the Whisper of the Seeds, then we will be able to initialize them and start shipping them out to you. Many of you have ordered, many of you have called in and are thinking about it. Just to review, there is a 20% discount through this month of July for any of the orders of the Whisper of the Seeds. Also, there is a $100 discount if you're getting a Whisper of the Seeds for a child or a grandchild, because once we learned that you could do this for someone at a distance, allowing them to receive the significant benefit of the enlivenment of their inception seed and reflective inception seed throughout the night, every single night, just by placing their photograph underneath the Whisper of the Seeds for that person's inception seed. Once we realized that, then we knew, and you certainly confirmed it, that a lot of you wanted to be able to get these for your children and your grandchildren and friends and such like that. So there's that additional discount to help make it more affordable for you to be able to do that. Okay. This message Lantos gave in 2014. And those of you who heard it back then will remember it because there are a couple of clearly memorable lines that he has in this message. But he was talking about the great star of Genesis and what life is going to be like when we have the great star of Genesis. Now, a year ago, Lantos gave us a message in which he spoke about the Golden Form being the great star of Genesis. And we know that the Golden Form it took shape and expanded last September. This year, Lantos has said, is the year of the Golden Form. So we don't actually know if that means that the Golden Form will be fully formed by the end of this year or significantly formed by the end of this year. But generally, that's what Lantos would mean when he called something, the year of. So the year of the Golden Form probably means that we are going to substantially have the Golden Form present and formed by the end of this year. And this is going to be a great relief for all of us. Certainly, with the negativity that was stirred up from China that created the coronavirus and that has changed life all around the world, we're all ready for something better, because this is tiresome, having to deal with the negativity. And that's the reason that last December, Master Teacher Todt spoke about the long night ending. He wanted to give us the confidence that he understood that this is a very long night for us, but that the long night ends and the glorious radiance of the great star of Genesis shines for everyone. So, what does that mean? This is a somewhat long message, so let's just dive into it right away. This is from Lantos 6 years ago. He said, "Dear ones, today we receive the vision of the coming steps, the steps of action required for the formation of the light of Genesis, structuring our blessed global network. This global network will serve as the platform to support the mighty great star of Genesis for the emergence of the new era on Earth. It is a coming new era for all. It is an era of eternal light. Action will be modified in that the source of action will be greatly expanded. The source expands as the structure of the global network of the light of Genesis grows. As this blessed platform is complete, the new era arrives with the arrival of the mighty great star of Genesis, a great opening for all. What will life look like? What will actions appear as in the coming new era? It is a good question, a very good question. How does life shift? How do the present patterns of life change under the existence of the new structure of the great star light? Dear ones, dear ambassadors, a shift of an eon is a complete shift. Yes, this is true, very true. Many changes will occur, but also many structures will remain. There is a blessed pattern to living. It is a simple pattern of existence. It is a beautiful pattern through which life flows. Life finds expression through the simple motions of eating, sleeping, enjoyment with family members, daily tasks, and other forms of action which allow for the waves of fulfillment to be experienced on a personal level. It is not enough to experience the sublime light of creation on an impersonal level. For this great shift from one eon into the coming eon, the daily lives of each individual will be altered in a most fundamental way, a most personal way. Light will illumine the minds. Light will radiate on the level of the cells of the physical structures of each individual. Action, whatever the direction, will be engulfed with the direct experience of fulfillment. This is the greatest value of the shift, dear ones. The greatest value is not in the altering of the outer actions. The greatest value is in the altering of the inner conditions which formulate all action and all responses to outer conditions. Fulfillment prevails when any action is performed from a level of great light. The type of action is not the issue. The source of action is the issue. We may continue to eat the same type of cereal breakfast. Yes, this may be the case. We may sit to the table with the same bowl, the same spoon. However, the same act performed in the radiance of starlight will generate a great wave of peace and nourishment, rather than turmoil and discomfort. It is not the actions that lead to the fulfillment. It is the gaining of the great conditions of light which bring about the sublime blessings, the complete transference from one eon of functioning into another. Now, dear ambassadors, do you see this point clearly? It is not so important the type of action performed. It is vastly more important to recognize the environment of sublime light experienced directly on a personal level while any action is being performed. Yes, it can be that we still have the desire for cornflakes in the morning. It can be that this action remains in the coming eon of eternal light. However, dear ones, these flakes of corn will be a part of a great universal wave of fulfillment, which brings nourishment to all levels of the individual, as well as to the levels of the surroundings. The problems of the present conditions of Earth's structure and the problems of the conditions of the nature of the human structures, these problems of conditions will all be sorted out. In the playground, there is an insurmountable problem of many children to only one ball. It is beyond the scope of understanding for the children to reconcile this dilemma and arrive at a condition of peace and fulfillment. It is beyond the vision. Bruises and bloody noses, these are the characteristics of this arrangement. One teacher arrives. One teacher steps in with the knowledge of the sport of kicking the single ball between the teams. Each child participates, each child benefits. It is a simple solution which was not visible until the arrival of the new knowledge, new light. It is an example, a simple way in which we may imagine that condition which is to come. We are not heading to a foreign location. We will find many things familiar in our lives. However, at the same time, all will shift. All experiences will shift. Peace is a great shift from war. Fulfillment is a great shift from suffering. One ball may be sufficient to go around to all, or it may be that many balls are provided. In either case, fulfillment prevails. That which is required will be delivered. This is the structure of the coming eon of eternal light. This is the goal of our every action. Very good. Very good. Many blessings. Okay, everyone. I wanted to make sure that you remembered that message from Lantos, because especially during these times of darkness having been brought up into the atmosphere and facing us every single day, it's good to remember what life is actually going to be like in the presence of the great star of Genesis, and this is the year of the golden form. So this is why we do what we do, each one of us. Today, hopefully, you did your worldwide map treatment. Every action we take, whether it is simply spinning the song each morning, spinning the song each evening, whether it is getting the whispering moon seeds and enlivening the inception seed and reflective inception seed every night as you sleep, whether it is the fountains that enliven the world mother seed 24 hours a day, every action that we take is for this goal, the creation of the great star of Genesis that is going to change every aspect of life on earth as well as throughout creation. Okay, everyone. Again, for the Whispering Moon Seeds, remember that we need to schedule a specific time for you to be able to receive your special Traces of Empty sounds from Cindy. So call so that you can get that scheduled. We need to do more than just receive your order. We need to schedule that personal instruction with Cindy so that she can give that to you. Okay, everyone. Have a great week. I'll speak with you again on Wednesday.